is January 7th, 2015. You are watching episode 98 of Sports Fusion. That is right. There is one more episode until 100, and that is next Wednesday at 7:30, and we will have a huge show. Big names for that show, so join me for that. And join me tomorrow night as well. And we got a big show for you tonight. We got a DJ KETCHUP in the house tonight, and we got some sports news. So let's get right to it with some sports news and one news. Stephen Drew gets signed by the Yankees for a 1-year and $5 million contract. On the phone now, he is a Shelmont graduate from 2009, DJ KETCHUP. So DJ KETCHUP, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. What's going on with you?
Nothing. I'm getting hyped up for that Ohio State and Oregon game next Monday.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a little good matchup. I'm actually playing some 2K15 right now.
Yeah. So DJ, what made you want to become a DJ?
Mainly it was my mom actually told me, when I was about like 10 years old, I used to always, go to weddings, and I was always going around the DJ booth, seeing what that guy was doing, playing music and stuff like that. And ever since I've always been around him, I always, went up to the booth, try to see what they were doing, watch what they were doing, and I kind of, what they were doing, I put it into my brain, and I went with it, and I said, hey, I could do that, but I could do it better than them, and I could entertain people, and that's what I do. I'm more of an entertainer than a DJ, Some DJs don't go out onto the dance floor and, bust a couple dance moves with the crowd, and some DJs don't use their mic to interact with the crowd. Me, I will do that,
What's the hardest part of being a DJ?
Hardest part about being a DJ, let's see if I'm sober and dealing with a bunch of other drunk people, that's probably the hardest part.
Yeah.
The more or less the hardest part really is, dealing with a lot of, drunk people. It's the hardest part is being able to adapt from different environments. Like, for instance, I can go from DJing at, Sweet 16, playing, Taylor Swift and things like that, to going to the club and playing, A$AP Rocky, you know what I mean? That's more or less, that's a really hard thing, because it's a big transition, you know what I'm saying? A lot of DJs are just one-dimensional. Some DJs could only play this type of music. Some could only play that type of music. Me, I feel as I could play it all. I could mix together, some Kesha with some hip-hop, you know what I mean? I could do that. I can do weddings, and I can do, I've done country events and things like that. Like, there's a lot of DJs that can't do that. No, I'm not, no point intending sending shots out, but there's a difference between a lot of DJs, and there's a difference between me, and I'm different from a DJ, you know what I mean?
Now, how did you get the name KETCHUP?
How did I get the name KETCHUP? All right, well, I was about, maybe 13, 14, and I was with my sister, and I was just talking about, I was like, I really want to take this DJ and stuff far, and she was like, well, you're going to need a name. She was like, eventually, you're going to be better than everybody, you know what I mean? Because I used to use my iPod and stuff like that when I first started, that's how everybody started, their iPod, their laptop, and you get the equipment. So she's like, you're going to be better than them. They're going to have to catch up to you. And then there happened to be a bottle of ketchup sitting on the kitchen table, and me, I was always a class clown and a funny guy, so I thought into my head, hey, I could name myself Ketchup, as in the condiment ketchup, but it really means all you other DJs have to catch up to me.
So you've been going to a lot of the Shelmont basketball games.
Yes, great, that's a great team right there.
So what do you see in the basketball team, and do you see them making it to Glens Falls in February?
The basketball team, let's see. I mean, they definitely got their starting five. I mean, when I played their ritual song, Backstreet Boys, they to everybody, Backstreet's back. That's their ritual. And when I played that song, I just I guess that must take something out of them, and they work with it, and they go to work literally. I mean that Tyler, Aiden, Zach, Matt, and Nick, the Bird brothers. I think they're related to Larry Bird. They shoot the gym out,
Yeah.
And then you got Zach Odell. He's a monster on the board. He oh my God! Every time he got a board, he's just putting it back up and he's scoring like he's amazing. And then I know once Higgins gets back on the court, and I know once Dante Gallucci gets out and gets to play, they're going to be an amazing team. But that team, they're excuse me, they're a very, very good team, and I like how they look, and I do think they will. I think they'll get the Glens Falls, and they'll make it far. I know that for sure.
Yeah. Okay, DJ Ketchup, thank you for joining me on the Sports Fusion episode.
Thank you very much for having me, Alex, and you keep doing what you're doing there, brother. And if anybody has a problem with them, you know what you tell them to catch up.
Thank you for joining me on the Sports Fusion episode. Join me tomorrow night at 7:30 with an interview with a Shelmont varsity basketball player, Josh Clifford. Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will see you tomorrow.